Today, I'm in the Outback mining town of Cobar. This is a town full of surprises and quirky characters. A town with a rich mining past and an enduring sense of resilience. Cobar is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, and that leads to some unique challenges. Imagine a town in the middle of nowhere, facing drought after drought, but refusing to give up. How does a town in such an extreme environment not only survive, but thrive? In Cobar, they like things big. Big sign, a big veranda, and a big hole in the ground. Cobar is sometimes known as Copper City. Copper was first discovered here in 1870, and that led to the opening of the Great Cobar Copper Mine. It was once the largest in Australia. Other minerals, gold, lead, zinc, were also discovered here. That brought an influx of people. At one point, more than 45,000 people came here to mine in Cobar. But that led to problems and challenges. With so many people in a remote location, how do you sustain them? Cobar is nearly 700 kilometres from Sydney or 1,000 kilometres from Adelaide. Being so remote really brings its challenges. And one of the main ones was a permanent supply of drinking water. And this area is known for drought after drought after drought. In the early days, to combat the lack of water, they built large underground rainwater tanks and the odd dam here and there, but it didn't really supply enough water for the amount of people that were here. Then they tried bringing water in from nearby Ningang on the railway, but still that wasn't enough. They also built a reservoir which actually has water in it now, but that's not always guaranteed because it doesn't often rain in this part of the world. These days, Cobar manages drought through a combination of infrastructure developments, community planning, and improved agricultural practices. The town also gets a permanent water supply through the Albert Priest Channel, which comes from Dubbo and arrives here at the Newey Reservoir. This is a beautiful green space in a desert landscape. It's definitely an oasis. With permanent water secured, it's allowed Cobar to thrive as an outback tourist town celebrating its mining heritage. You can learn all about the mining heritage of Cobar at the Great Cobar Museum. At the museum, to give you all the information you need to know about the old copper mines, they also have a tub here. You pull out a ticket and that'll tell you the job you would have had in the mines. Apparently, I'm a tapper. And this is the old pay office. And if I really was a tapper, these are my wages. Doesn't actually say on the envelope how much I would have earned. I imagine it wasn't very much. And this museum is in the old mine office. This mine began in 1874 and it did really well, but it wasn't without its challenges. They needed to get firewood for the furnaces. There was always problems with water, and by 1919 eventually it closed down. At its height, it employed more than 1,000 people. The old health centre, Women's and Children's Health Centre, in an old railway carriage. This was set up by the Reverend Stanley and Lucy Drummond in the 1920s when they saw that there were so many children and women here who were suffering ill health and didn't really have access to medical care and medicines. There are literally hundreds of nests up in the eaves of some kind of bird. That's amazing. This is what's left of the great Cobar copper mine, huge open cut mine. At one point it was the largest copper mine in Australia. Across the road from the museum is the Cobar North mine. This mine was from around about 1910. They sank the mine to more than 400 metres in the search for copper. They found a little bit. It wasn't really payable. So they sank the mine a little further, past 500 metres, but still it wasn't really payable. Even though the great copper mine is really close, it's maybe 500 metres away. But this one, no, wasn't really a big success. 500 metres of mining just to find there's not really much there. It's a lot of work for nothing. That's the old bell that used to ring whenever there was an accident in the mine. And in the turn of the century, around 1900, it used to ring pretty frequently. This is the Cobar Miners Memorial. It pays tribute to all the miners who passed away doing dirty and dangerous work. Standing here at the Fort Burke lookout, you get an idea of the sheer size of mining in Cobar. This open cut pit is 150 metres deep. And here they mine for lead, zinc, gold and still copper. This is the highest spot in town, so they've got communication towers and water towers and towers, I don't know. Cobar is the service centre for this region, so you will find shops and a supermarket and pubs and a lot of red dirt. despite its remoteness, or maybe because of it, it's a town with plenty of charm. And maybe it's that charm that attracts a stream of quirky characters. Sometimes when you come to remote places, you see strange sights and meet strange people, like these guys.
We're car 32 the Trials from Queensland, Emerald. We're heading to, where are we heading to?
We're going to White
Cliffs tonight.
Yep.
And then we're going to make our way to Adelaide over the next 10 days and finish at Port Macquarie.
So this is part of a charity run?
Yes, it is a charity run. We do it for sick and disabled Hispanic children.
And what's the charity run called?
Variety Queensland Children's Charity.
And how many kilometres will you end up driving?
By the end of the run, we're going to have over 5,500 k's, and then we've got to make our way back home to Emerald, which is probably another 2,000 to 3,000 k's.
Oh wow! Okay. And how many cars are in the rally?
81. About over 80 cars.
More than 80.
Probably about 300 people. So this is the old American station wagon, the wood grain station wagon, a Ford Country Squire. It's got a big 400 Clevo C6 box in it. She's all hand painted. Been done 5 bashes now, so she's running really
So you're
sweet.
definitely not a newbie.
Definitely not UV. We've got new players, but Dakar and myself been in for over 5 years.
Yeah.
There's people here been doing it for 30 years.
Wow.
So.
The rally definitely brought a lot of colour to town. The Great Western Hotel in the middle of town has what they claim to be the longest wrought iron veranda in New South Wales. I couldn't find out exactly how long it is, but I'm guessing a couple of drop kicks. Not far out of town, down a bumpy red dirt road, you find the Cobar Sound Chapel. This is an art installation in an old water tower, and it involves sound. You're sitting in an old rusty water tower and there's a soundscape all around you. This is very unique. Who would have thought out in the desert? It is free to come to the Sound Chapel, but you'll need to go to the information centre to get a key to let yourself in, and they require a $100 cash deposit, which you'll get back as soon as you return the key. Fascinating. It's just far enough out of town that you're not going to have any sound pollution. It's a great concept. I like it a lot. And from a sound chapel to a religious chapel. Dominating the skyline is St. Lawrence O'Toole Catholic Church, built in 1905. It's an absolutely beautiful Outback church. Stunning. And as soon as you walk in, it's cool, out of the sun, and there's a beautiful sense of peace within this church. Absolutely beautiful. But if you know me, my religion's coffee, and it's time to worship the bean. There's not a lot here, but they do have coffee at Country Simplicity. It's a gift shop and a coffee shop. This shop is surprising. Yeah, it has coffee and cakes, but it has so much more. Wow, I didn't expect this in Cobar. These bags are really cool. There you go, ladies. If you want a really colourful, unique bag, you'd have to come to a colourful, unique town in the middle of nowhere to get them. It's also a tea room. There's something like 79 varieties of tea. Just pick the one you want and she'll brew it up for you. Coffee. Every town has coffee, don't they? Cobar is a really fascinating town. It's got plenty of history and heritage. It's got plenty of red dirt and plenty of character. And I've enjoyed my time in this town. It's nice to get out into the outback and explore a little bit. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. I should vlog more here, but those dogs are a bit mean. They were charging at me, so say what you need to say, Terence, and get out of here. It's also a tea room. There's something like 79 varieties of tea here. Just come and pick a tea that you want and she'll cook it up. She'll boil it up for you. These days, Cobar manages Drought through a combination of infrastructure